The Romanian national rugby union team, nicknamed the Oaks, is the representative side of Romania in rugby union. Long considered one of the stronger European teams outside the Six Nations, they have participated in all 7 Rugby World Cups, and currently compete in the first division of the European Nations Cup, where most recently in the 2014-16 competition they finished second. Rugby union in Romania is administered by the Romanian Rugby Federation. The team plays in yellow and blue strips. France first played rugby against Romania in 1924 when they tried to establish a rival to the Five Nations Championship. Although not regarded as a top-tier team in more recent times, their history includes wins against 4 of the Six Nations Championship teams. Romania have played in every Rugby World Cup as of 2015, with the best result being a win during the pool stages. However, the likes of Georgia have challenged Romania for top spot below the Six Nations, and Georgia, along with Portugal, have both won the European Nations Cup. Early history. The game itself was introduced by students returning with rugby balls from the studies in Paris to form clubs such as Stadiul Roman. From 1913 onwards, 17 other teams would be formed in the capital, Bucharest. Romania's first international was played against the USA in 1919. France first officially played rugby union against Romania in May 1924 when they tried to establish a rival to the Five Nations Championship. France were victorious by 59 points to 3. Romania were one of 3 teams who entered the 1924 Olympics in Paris. France won 59 to 3, scoring 13 tries, including 4 by the fine Stade Francais winger Adolphe Joe Rigaille. The USA then defeated Romania 39 to 0. Romania, finishing third, claimed the bronze medal. The Federația Romana de Rugby was formed in 1931. In 1939 a team was formed in Brasov at an aircraft factory. This was the first team outside Bucharest. Post-World War II, the communist regime used rugby union like it used other sports, as a propaganda tool during the Cold War with the West. Every international success was presented as a direct result of the righteousness of the communist rule and ideology. All the financial resources were directed toward the preparation of the national team to the detriment of domestic development. Top players were employed in the army of the police, whose side CSA Steaua București and Dynamo practice 6 days a week in superb sporting centers. These infrastructures bred a talented national side. A generation of French school-trained coaches from late 40s and 50s built a system and led the national team to success of the 1960s, 70s and early 80s. In this era, Romania began to compete more regularly against the major nations. The first win over France came in 1960 in Bucharest, in a tour match won by 11 to 5. In 1974 Romania won against France 15 to 10 in Bucharest, and the FIRA Association of European Rugby Championship. In 1975 Romania went for an 8-game tour to New Zealand, concluding in Wellington with a 10 to 10 draw against the junior All Blacks. Exposure to international rugby developed the country's game, and they began to form their own distinctive style of play built around giant, bruising packs. That Romania was emerging as a real force on the world stage became clear on the 1979 Romania Rugby Union Tour of Wales at Cardiff Arms Park in 1979 in an unofficial, non-cap international. The Oaks led going into the dying minutes when only a last-gasp drop goal from Gareth Davies gave a narrow 13 to 12 victory for Wales. Wales. The improvement continued in 1980, when Romania crushed the French in a record 15-0 win in Bucharest. A trip to Lansdowne Road in the 1980 Romania Rugby Union Tour of Ireland then yielded a 13-13 draw against Ireland in another unofficial, non-cap match. In the 1980s, the country boasted more than 12,000 players in 110 clubs. Home nation sides began to award international caps for matches against Romania in 1981. Scotland were the first to do so when Romania visited them. On the 1981 tour, Scotland winning the international by 12 points to 6. Wales travelled to Bucharest in November 1983 and were totally overwhelmed, falling to a 24-6 defeat. Romania's first win over Scotland came in Bucharest in 1984, and the first away win against Five Nations opposition came in 1988 against Wales, 15-9 at Cardiff Arms Park. The national side beat Wales, Scotland, France and drew with Ireland. In 1981, they lost to the All Blacks 14-6 but had 2 tries disallowed. Many felt it was wrong for the rugby union powers to fail to bring them into top-flight competition. There are even rumours that the Oaks were invited to join but refused because the championship took place during the winter break. Romania beat Zimbabwe 21-20 in the first ever Rugby World Cup match in 1987, but did not win any other games and failed to progress beyond the group stage after the collapse of communism. However, with the deterioration of the domestic political and economic situation in the country in the 1990s, Romanian Rugby Union suffered. The 2 leading rugby union teams, Dynamo Bucharest and Steaua Bucharest, represented the police and the army respectively, so the state funding fell. Post-revolution, Romanian Rugby Union was still alive and kicking. In 1990 they recorded the best win to date by beating France 12-6 on French soil for the first time. The following year they beat Scotland 18-12. At the 1991 World Cup, they managed to beat Fiji 17-15, and as recently as the 1995 World Cup, Romania held the eventual winners South Africa to a highly respectable 21-8. The professionalism that followed immediately upon the heels of that World Cup was the undoing of the sport in Romania. Approximately 200 Romanian players are thought to be playing in France and Italy. It wasn't just playing numbers that suffered, but a whole generation of potential referees and administrators was lost to the game. By 1994, Romania's rugby fortunes had declined sharply. When a Welsh team travelled to Bucharest for an uncapped international, the visitors came away with a 16-9 win. In 1997, the Romanians toured Wales. They lost 36-21 to Wales at Pontypridd and 70-21 in a test held in Wrexham. At the 1999 World Cup, Romania could again only manage a single win, 27-25 against the United States. The new millennium in 2000, Romania won the first European Nations Cup by a large margin, recording victories in all 4 matches. By 2001, Romania had been caught by the likes of Georgia, who defeated them to take the 2001 European Nations Cup, crowned with a decisive 31-20 win over Romania in Bucharest. The national side lost to England by 134-0 in 2001, and Dynamo Bucharest lost 151-0. 1-0 to Saracens in the European Rugby Shield. Several French-based players refused to turn up for the England debacle simply because the clubs refused to pay them for the week. Players in the Romanian squad were getting £30 a day in expenses, while England's top earners scooped £6,000 for their afternoon's work. In January 2002, Bernard Char was appointed coach of the national team, both supplied by and paid by the French Rugby Federation. Under Char, the Oaks' decline has been stopped and the team has started to slowly climb from the basement of international rugby union. With a change of format in the European Nations Cup, Romania started in 2002 trailing Georgia due to the inclusion of 2001 results. The Oaks managed to win all of the remaining 5 games, including a hard-fought 31-23 victory in Tbilisi to win the tournament. They qualified for the World Cup in 2003, where they beat Namibia and lost to Ireland after an honourable display, and then to Australia and Argentina. Char was dismissed after the World Cup as the Romanian Federation was not satisfied by the World Cup performance and decided not to renew his contract. 3 other French coaches followed. First, Philippe Satin for a very short period, Robert Antonin as a temporary stand-in, and then Daniel Santimans. In the 2003-2004 European Nations Cup, Portugal were surprise 16-15 winners over Romania in Lisbon and installed themselves on the top of the 2003 table. In the second half of the competition, Romania seemed back on track, but went down 24-33 to Russia in Krasnodar following allegations of players having been doped. Then Portugal clinched the first title with a last-minute 19-18 win over Russia in Lisbon. In 2004, the Romanians scored a narrow 25-24 victory over Italy, the first victory to date over a Six Nations Championship side. In 2005, Romania was given second-tier status by the IRB and replaced Russia in the Superpowers Cup. The USA beat a Romanian team stripped of the France-based players 23-16 in the third-place play-off. The 2005-06 European Nations Cup also served as a qualifying group for the 2007 Rugby World Cup. Romania triumphed despite finishing level on points with Georgia. Romania qualified for the 2007 Rugby World Cup in France, finishing at the top of the pool during the round 5 of the European qualifying tournaments. Romania won the first qualifying match on October 7, defeating Georgia in Bucharest 20-8. The 43-20 win over Spain in Madrid on October 14 ensured that they qualified directly for the World Cup in 2007. In June 2007, Romania hosted the IRB Nations Cup in Bucharest. In the 2007 Rugby World Cup finals, Romania managed to win a bonus point in the 18-24 loss to Italy and to win a second game with Portugal by a narrow margin, but suffered heavy losses to Scotland and New Zealand. On the 21st of March 2009, Romania lost 22-21 at home to Portugal, leaving them with an uphill struggle to qualify for the 2011 World Cup qualification, for which is determined by performances in the European Nations Cup in 2009 and 2010. Romania went unbeaten, with a draw at Russia in the 2010 phase of the European Nations Cup. The Oaks' strong finish put them in third place in the final phase of the European qualification playoffs, in which they easily defeated Ukraine over 2 legs for the European place in the final place playoff for the 2011 Rugby World Cup. Romania emerged as the last qualifier for the 2011 Rugby World Cup in New Zealand by overcoming coming first Tunisia in a winner-takes-it-all game and, later Uruguay. Thus the Oaks are one of only 12 teams to participate at all World Cups alongside New Zealand, Australia, England, France, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, Italy, Argentina, Canada, and Japan. Honours: Rugby Union at the Summer Olympics bronze medal, 1924. European Nations Cup winner, runners-up third place. Antim Cup winner, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2006, 2010. World Rugby Nations Cup winner, runners-up, 2010. Record: European competitions. Romania's only annual tournament is a competition involving Europe's Tier 2 and Tier 3 national teams. From 1936 through 1938, they competed in the FIRA tournament against France, Germany and Italy. In 1965 till 1973 the FIRA Nations Cup was formed, allowing other teams to be promoted or relegated from the competition. Romania won the competition once in 1969, being the only team to defeat France. European Nations Cup winners. All-time table World Cup. Romania has competed in every Rugby World Cup since the inaugural tournament in 1987. The best finish was with one win in 1987, 1991, 1999, 2003, 2007 and 2015. They lost all pool matches in 1995 and 2011. So far Romania has not hosted any World Cup games, but it may put in bids for future tournaments. Overall, below is table of the representative rugby matches played by Romania national 15 at test level up until the 20th of June 2016. Players. Current squad: Romania 32-man squad for the 2016 World Rugby Nations Cup. Note: caps correct the 11th of June 2016. Note: flags indicate national union for the club, province as defined by World Rugby. Notable players: the 1924 Romania Olympic team are the only Romanian inductee to have been inducted into the IRB Hall of Fame. Nicolae Marescu captained the famously Hall of Fame side. The highest point of Marescu's career was at the 1924 tournament, earning Romana the bronze medal. He played as a centre and had 5 caps, without ever scoring, since his first match, in 1919, a 48-5 loss to France, in Paris, for the Inter-Allied Games, and his last, at the 22nd of May 1927, in a 21-5 win over Czechoslovakia, in Bratislava. Lillian Dimitra was Romania's main man. Dimitra was known to be one of the Oaks' most gifted playmakers, with an accurate kicking boot and a penchant for sparking attacks. Having made his test debut in 2002, he went on to start in every match at Rugby World Cup 2007 in France, bringing plenty of experience to the nation. The then standing 1.88 meters and weighing in at 110 kilograms, Dimitra was a punishing runner when he chimes into the line on attack, which he looked to do often, and he provided a solid and dependable last obstacle in defense. Sorin Sokol is regarded by many good judges as the then best player in the current squad and was one of the rocks of the Romanian forward pack. He has captained the most matches to date for Romania, between 2003 and 2011. A total of 61 tests, 36 of them were as captain. He captained Romania for the first time on the 30th of October 2003 during the 2003 Rugby World Cup match against Namibia. He went on and featured in the 2007 World Cup squad and eventually retired from all international rugby after the 2011 tournament. Sokol had one of Romania's highest winning percentages, a captain of 63.88. Florin Vlicu is Romania's top-ever point scorer. Vlicu made his international debut in 2006 as a substitute against Ukraine. He played for Romania in the IRB Nations Cup and in the 2007 Rugby World Cup qualifying before appearing for them in the 2007 Rugby World Cup. He played 2 tests at the World Cup as a substitute against both Scotland and the All Blacks. He also played at the 2011 Rugby World Cup. Petra is Romania's most recognized player after dominating the lock position for 11 years. He is Romania's most capped player with a total of 92 matches and a career span that started in 2001 against England and ended in 2012 against Italy. Petra has featured in 3 Rugby World Cups, first in 2003, going on to feature in 2007 and his last being in 2011. Petra has scored a total of 6 tries and had winning percentage of 55.43. Cătălin Furcu is generally regarded as one of Romania's true global superstar of rugby union. Furcu is one of Romania's top try scorers. He had quickly made appearances on the international stage at a very young age and played against France and Scotland in the autumn internationals. In 2006, he also scored a try against the French. Furcu helped guide Romania to the 2007 Rugby World Cup as he played in the qualifier matches including the vital games against Georgia and Spain and scored a try against Spain in the game that sealed the qualification to the Rugby World Cup. Furcu was a late withdrawal from the Rugby World Cup squad in 2011 because he was not prepared to fly all the way to New Zealand. The Romanian side arrived in Christchurch to prepare for the first game of the tournament against Scotland in Invercargill on the 10th of September without Furcu, who failed to get on the plane when it left Romania. Another one of the Oaks' greatest players, Romeo Niak, represented Romania in 4 Rugby World Cups from 1995 to 2007. The hard-running centre, who became the national coach in 2010, was capped 75 times for the nation, scoring 13 tries and a drop goal. During his career he played professionally in Romania, South Africa and France. Original members of the 1924 Olympics team. Individual all-time records. Most caps last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Most tries last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Most points last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Most points in a match last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Most tries in a match last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Most matches as capped in last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Youngest players last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Oldest players last updated. Romania vs Spain, February 13, 2016. Statistics include officially capped matches only. Notable clubs: RCM Universitatea de Vest-Timișoara, CSU Cluj, CSCSM Stein Târgu Mureș, CS Dynamo București, CSM București, CSA Steaua București, RCJ Farul Constanța. Media coverage. Romania's European Nations Cup matches, mid-year tests and autumn internationals are currently televised by TVR1. Kits applies. Between 2007 and 2011, Romania's kit were supplied by O'Neill's. Cougar took over from there and have remained Romania's kits applies.